Hello and welcome back everybody to Pokemon TCG Part 2 we are at. So, last time we tried to decide between either Charmander and Friends, Squirtle and Friends, or Bulbasaur and Friends. So, I am going to choose Bulbasaur and Friends. Any minute now. Bulbasaur and Friends deck? Yes sir, Bobby. Okay, a Bulbasaur and Friends deck. Here are the remaining cards. Fawful received a Bulbasaur and Friends deck. Fawful received 30 cards. You should duel with many different people. Why don't you go to one of the card clubs? There are many people playing at the clubs. Collect new cards and try building a new deck. Alright. So, we'll first talk to Sam right here.
Hey, Fawful. How can I help you?
Hello, Sam. We're gonna talk about how to do some of the rules.
What do you want to ask about?
Alright, so first of all, let's talk about energy.
In order to do anything, Pokemon must have energy cards.
Okay.
If no energy cards are attached, the Pokemon will not be able to attack or retreat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
There are 7 types of energy cards: Grass, Fire, Water, Lightning, Psychic, Fighting, and Colorless.
Okay. Go on.
The type of energy cards required depends on the Pokemon.
Alright.
Be sure to learn which Pokemon require which type of energy.
That'll be pretty important to know. Let's talk about attacking.
Pokemon damage defending Pokemon by attacking.
Okay.
Pokemon need energy cards in order to attack. For example, the energy required for Seeking's Waterfall is this.
What's that?
This stands for one water energy card and another energy card of any type.
Okay.
The energy required differs according to the attack.
Okay. That's pretty interesting. Let's talk about retreating.
To switch your active Pokemon with a bench Pokemon, choose the retreat command.
Okay.
If the active Pokemon is in danger, move it back to your bench.
Okay, that'll be useful.
Energy is required in order to retreat. The number of energy cards required varies, depending on the Pokemon.
Okay. So I'm guessing like heavier Pokemon, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
There are 3 types of Pokemon cards: Basic Pokemon, Stage 1 Pokemon, and Stage 2 Pokemon. Squirtle is a Basic, Wartortle is a Stage 1, and Blastoise is a Stage 2 Pokemon. Basic Pokemon are the only cards that can be put directly into play.
So, a basic Pokemon in play can be evolved into a Stage 1 Pokemon?
A Stage 1 Pokemon in the play area can then be evolved into a Stage 2 Pokemon.
Okay.
Therefore, Squirtle is needed in order to play Wartortle, and Wartortle is needed in order to play Blastoise.
That's pretty cool. Alright, let's talk about Pokemon powers.
Some Pokemon have special abilities called Pokemon powers. Some powers are used as the Pokemon is played, while others must be used by choosing the Pokemon power command.
Okay.
There are many different Pokemon powers, so read each card's text carefully.
So, I get that attacking ends your turn automatically. Is there a possible way of skipping my turn?
If you do not have enough energy to attack, or if your Pokemon cannot move due to paralysis or sleep, you can end your turn by choosing the Done command. This will cause your turn to end and your opponent's turn to begin.
Okay.
You should choose Done if you are unable to do anything.
Alright.
Generally, the winner or loss of a duel is decided by prizes. Prizes are cards that you may draw when you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon. You win if you knock out as many of your opponent's Pokemon as there are prizes to be drawn.
Okay.
You will lose the duel if you have no cards in your deck at the start of your turn, or if there are no Pokemon in your play area, so be careful.
Alright, I think that's everything.
You should practice again if there's anything you don't understand.
Alright, thanks a lot, Sam. Sorry about that, I didn't mean to do that second time. Alright, so anyway, this is basically a tutorial episode, just to get you guys to know about how the Pokemon game works. Sam is a really useful character. For new timers, just to understand a couple of things if they don't have the manual or something like that. But I think, like, the Pokemon, you know, the practice duel that you had, while mandatory, it is a very good duel. It teaches you everything you need to know, and it just teaches you a lot about the limits of a Pokemon. It's really cool. Like, in the first generation, usually you just choose a Pokemon that has the advantage type, like a rock has a disadvantage to grass or water Pokemon. Here in the Pokemon trading card game, they only have a weakness to grass type, or as they're signified by a hand, the fighting energy. So yeah, that's something you really need to know. It's always important to have a look at the cards. You can always check around in the cards whenever you can. Like, you can check your opponent's cards. Really cool to know. I think we can get to that during one of the duels if anybody asks. So yeah, over here is the auto deck machine. Basically, you can have a set of... You can basically build a deck that has preset cards. I mean, that have a requirement of preset cards, and then you can instantly make into a deck. Some of them are pretty cool, but honestly, I don't really use it. I just, you know, getting the cards required to build these decks is pretty challenging. This right here is a deck save machine. You can make your own preset decks, and that's really interesting. So yeah, if you have like one you wanted to keep around, but didn't have them space, let's talk to this guy.
Won't you duel me to test your deck? If you win, I'll give you a booster pack, but it only contains energy cards. Sorry,
Aaron.
It's important to know how your deck performs.
Yeah, he's one of the people you can duel. He has a set of 3 decks, and I can't remember how hard he is, depending on what deck you use, but he shouldn't be too hard. He gives you energy cards, which is really good. So, I guess that's everything. I am Fawful the Lego, and this is the end.